Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are well. I've moved my camera down, my arm down a little bit lower, so that way you might be able to see better. And first of all, I just wanted to start off by showing you, I won't use that one. Just grab this envelope. I made some more stamps. I couldn't help myself. They were so much fun. I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, so that one was just, I don't know if you can see, oh, there's two there. That one was just a little flower and with the stamping. And then I did a whole lot with some of my embroideries. Now, if you've got my embroidery kits, I always print them, as you know. I make a PDF where they're smaller on the page, so they were perfect for making stamps, cutting up and making stamps. And I did these ones straight edged because I liked, well, that's not the straight edge, but inside was the straight edge. So I thought they turned out super pretty. I did a whole lot. I'll just show you. Look at this one. I just love it. So they're actually in my kits. So you get the JPEGs and the embroideries. I'll just show you the embroideries first. I think I've got two more. Just love the way they turned out. So that's those ones. And then I just did a few similar to the other ones that I'd done. I just used up some little things that I'd printed that I hadn't used in my journals. This was a floral that I had printed. It was a public domain and it was quite pale, so I never really used it, but it's very nice, just cut and put onto a stamp, and I didn't even have to layer anything on that one. And then this was a medieval mirage. This is a bit of leftover Crafty Cat, Amy from Crafty Cat. And then this was just another public domain, and then a public domain painting that I'd printed small and I hadn't used. So I thought that was cool. That's Venice. And then another one of those florals. So that's what I did. Now I remembered, I'm not doing anything exciting and new in this video, but I did remember that I never used my gesso and envelope things. I just watched a video from Kerr, and she's doing one of her 5-minute dimes, and I actually will do that project because it's really cool. Thank you, Angela, for sharing. And I just saw that when she puts Angela puts the napkin on with her glue stick like me, and then she just went over it with a very light layer of very watery Mod Podge. So I've just done that. So some of them are still drying, but I thought that's probably a good idea. So I've done that, and now I actually like the feel. They're not shiny, because that was my fear, was that they would be shiny. And so I'm just going to embellish up these things and just finish them off, so that way I can use them. So, you know, they might just get a label on them because they're fairly busy. They've got fairly busy backgrounds, so they may just get a label on them. Oh, there's my glue book. Put that here. I've got my glue. I've got my stamps in case I need them. Like I could very well think, I mean, the background is so busy that I don't think that I could get away with putting a stamp on, although that is quite nice. It's still very hot here. So yeah, so I'm just going to embellish them up. I think this one's just going to have a label. I've got a few labels cut out over here, so possibly that one. No, or no, maybe this blue one would be better. Now, I never know which way is the up. I think that's the one. That's the up there. And I think I'll put that one on there. And I think I like, even though it's covering the butterfly, I think I might like it more there, or do I like it there? Or do I like it there? I think I like it over the butterfly. Sorry, butterfly. And sorry for those of you who liked the butterfly. So, yeah, so I really do like the, with the very thin layer of Mod Podge. So it was like Mod Podge mixed with a lot of water, so it was very runny. So you could watch her video. I'll link it below if I remember. And then you can see what she did. So that's very nice, that envelope. Now I can fold that down. It's going to be lovely in a journal. So where will I put that? I'll put that over there. Feeling a bit hot. So I've got this one. What would I like to do on this one? I have a few things pulled out. Oh, maybe this. I think I might put the owl on there. I don't care. I'm covering up my background. That's okay. And put a little label there, I think. So let me just hold my owl. So this is not an overly exciting video, but I did feel like this was unfinished business that needed to be finished. And so we'll put the owl on. Okay, so that's the right way. And I haven't decided whether or not this is going to be a tag, or I need one of my cards, but they're in the other room. He's not gluing down. I don't think I've got enough glue up there. There you are. So yeah, some of them are still drying, but by the time I get to them, they'll probably be dry. And that's one of my labels there. Love that. I think that was my last kit of labels, wasn't it? Okay, and I think with this one I need to back it with something, and I did tidy up. Now there is a huge mess here again because I've been mucking around this morning today, so I'm back in a mess, but I did tidy up yesterday. I gathered things up, but now I've got all these. Oh, I also got someone had given me this napkin, and so I had all of these book pages, so it's a bit sort of Frenchy, sort of Italian feel about it. So I thought they would be nice as side tucks or flip outs. So they're a bit wet still. They're still drying, but I'll just show you those. There's nothing to be done to those. I used some of Tracy's labels and some of my labels on them because I felt like they needed the old worldly labels. And here's another. I think I've got 5 or 6. So I thought they were very nice. Oh, I've got another one down here just to show you. So they're just drying. I'll leave those there. I've got a couple of envelopes that I felt like were so busy, I just felt like they didn't need anything on them. And so they'll just stay as they are, unless I just find the appropriate label, or might put a bit of lace. So that's still drying, that one, so we will just see. So what was I going to do here? I'm getting distracted, you see. I've got my box over here. That's all tidy now. I won't be able to find anything. Oh, there's a piece of that. Now, I had a little idea for these little bits that were left over as well. Oh, I think I'm going to put this. I've got some masking paper here. I think I'll put that on the back. Because this is very flimsy. This needs a bit more strength to it, I feel. And it will be stitched around as well because it's going to be a tag. I think I like that side more. So I think one side might be a little bit more glossy than the other side. And I'll just trim that. Yeah, I really just turned the video on, even though this is not the most exciting thing in the world. I just turned the video on just to hang out a little bit. So, but also you didn't see these. I didn't finish these, so that needs to be done, doesn't it? So that can dry. Well, I'll put that one over there. Okay, then I've got this nice long one, and that one's already plain, so that could be a flip or it could be a tuck. And what will I put on there? I've got a few flowers here. This one's a bit small. I've got some more flowers in my box. Let's just have a quick look. I did pull a few things out, a few possibilities. And, oh, no, I don't like the bird. Yeah, I think the yellow flower is the best. Here's another yellow one. That one's not quite as... I need something that's quite long. I don't mind that one. No, I think the yellow... It needs to be fairly strong colour just because the background is so busy. So I'll just put the box down there. Okay, so I think I'll put that there. And I like yellow with those colours. Put that one there. Not even, I mean, look, you've done all the work before. You don't need to do too much. You could even just leave them as they are, but I feel like they need something else. And then we need a label or something, not that one. It's that way. No. Here's some more labels. Let me just see what I've got going on here. Oh, this one could be nice. So this one's just on copy paper. I think I had printed out a few trials for the size and stuff like that. So when I do the trials, I just put them on regular paper. But it's being glued onto a surface, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to stand alone and be strong. I might like that one more. Let me just trim a bit more away here, so it's similar to the rest of it. Okay. Okay, so you can still see the background, but you put a focal point on it. I've put a focal point on it, I should say. Okay, so then my big pieces of paper that I'd done with the Kerr method, I trimmed into a, what do you call them, tags, and I'll just show you. I used this one in my Sizzix, or my Big Shot. So I love the shape of that tag, and I know you could just cut it yourself, but it's just easy to do it that way. And so, yep, so I've cut them into tags, and I just need to put something on them, but I'm not sure what. Okay, so we've got lots of things. Where's my other box? Oh, over there. Okay, so things are sticking to each other. It's casting a shadow. Put you over here. I'm a bit disorganized. I thought I was very organized before, but I'm obviously not. So it can be nice sometimes to sort of make a little garden. It might be too much of a garden happening on my tag. I don't want too much. We don't want to be overpowered by the garden. So as you can see, I did a bit more fussy cutting. I put a few things over here as well. Oh, I thought I might like that one and one of these recycled doilies. Yeah, I do like that with the blue. Right, now I don't like gluing those things, do I? Okay. So with the watered down, I've only just done it, and they've dried fairly quickly. I think I'm going to put that there. Yes, I think that's pretty. Pretty. I've got quite a lot of pieces to get through. And yes, I am recording. So I did lower the arm. I realised yesterday after I'd done the stamp video that I was the arm was too high because I had moved it up, I think, to show the books. And so one little stamp, maybe not. Little doily. No, we've got a doily, don't we? We don't need another doily. I don't think I want red. As you can see, I have not been cutting out my labels and tidying them up and putting them in my ephemera folder. Hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. Yep, that's it. So yes, I will revisit this idea again. It's really, really great. And of course I did coordinate mine, but you don't really need to, because then you cut them up and you don't see what they were with. That could be nice on there. Let's just have a look. Thought I might like a bird. I like it with the doily or without the doily. Got this little doily here. No, that's too. That's because this is very, very coffee dyed. I think I'll put that on there. So, because I don't like gluing those, I have to do it this way. This one's still a bit sticky. So it's really ended up with a lot of layers on it, hasn't it? Need to glue that down. I wonder if I've got any cards in here. I don't know. Yes, I do. Just a sec. Oh, get out of the way, would you? Come on, chuck a lug. Here we go. Get one of these. The other one's still in the other room. Don't know why. Don't seem to do anything when I go out there. So that could go on there. I like it on that side. Love the way these faux stamps turned out. I really do. Really happy with them. I'll change my paper. Okay. Might need to give my mat another scrub already. There we go. Clean my fingers off, that would help. Isn't that pretty? You all stick down there, please. There we go. So you need to dry properly. I've got this one here. I don't think I want to put anything on that one. I think that one's already nice as it is. I've got this one. Is that one? Yeah. I really do love that. So I think I just want to put a label on there, I think. Something like in the middle, on the side. Something smaller. I think I like the big one. I think I'll put that one there. I did cut out a few labels and things ready, because I knew that the colours were good with what I'd already done. And I'm putting it in the middle, I've decided. I won't waste any time. And that one's ready. Here's another tag that I cut out. What is this one going to have? Where's my thing here? No. Maybe it would just like a label. Yes, just a label. I don't want to cover up the birdie. A label? Would it like a label and a... not that stamp? No. No, just the label, I think, that one. Yep, that's cute. And that one's like, that's on straw paper. I don't think that needs anything else on the back. Not all tags, I think, have to be sort of super stiff, do they? I don't think so. Okay, here's another one. This one is, that one's fairly flimsy. I think I'll put that one already onto this paper. Even though, because it was on the book page, I did it on the book page, the typed book page, so that way it had the already plain background. However, I do feel it's a little bit too flimsy, this one. And this masking paper doesn't make it too stiff. and smooth it all out and give it a trim. And it's a little bit damp from the watery Mod Podge, so I think it'll sort of stiffen up a little bit when it dries. Not even the leaves, just getting off track, not even the leaves are dropping off the trees yet, which is just, it's so warm. It's like I've still got t-shirts and just a light sloppy Joe or sweater because it's too hot. I like that on there. I like those colours, and maybe a stamp. I did put one aside. I like that. Yeah, I mean that's it, isn't it? But does it need something like that? No, that's too white. No. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. And as I said, you can just leave them with as they are. They don't have to have a decoration. I just can't help myself. I just like to put something on top. It's just the way I am. And that's one of my favourite stamps, so that one's going on there. Get plenty of glue. Now I'm just whizzing along here at a million miles a minute. I kind of had a vague idea what how I was going to approach these, because they're the types of things, I think that's beautiful. They're the types of things that you could have a total mental block. Because the backgrounds are already so busy. But I think what is good is a label or a doily, like a pretty embroidered doily, or flowers, but flowers possibly that are cut from a botanical book, because you can print them out fairly well, the flowers, but the if you cut them out of a book, the colours are more vibrant, and because I've got such busy backgrounds here, I sort of felt like that was the best sort of way to approach it. Maybe for a change, this one I feel like lends itself just to a label. I like the rectangle one, but I'm thinking maybe just for a change, an oval one. So it's just like label city today. It's labels everywhere. Okay. That one. Oh, then I've got this one. What am I going to put on this one? Oh, that's pretty. I think I'll just put that down there. Do I need to put anything else on there? Let's just glue that in. Let's lock that in, and then I can decide. And then maybe not. No, I don't think I want to cover up that butterfly. No. Okay. That one needs paper. I'm not going to do the green. I'm going to put some straw paper. Now let me just see here. Well, I think so. Oh wait, I've got some book pen. No, I think straw. Oh, what about coffee dyed paper? It's a nice colour. I couldn't find my coffee dyed paper. Look how grungy that is. Do you know what I was thinking? This is very dark for me, but I was thinking you could put some gesso over that, if you had really dark coffee dyed. Isn't that yummy? I don't know which way I like best. If you have really grungy sort of coffee dyed paper, you can just gesso over that bit just to dull it down a bit. So I have to try and remember that. I need to write it down, otherwise I'll forget. I always forget. I have ideas and I don't write it down, and then I forget. And they may never reappear. That's the problem. You just, if you forget, it just totally goes out of the mind. Totally gone. Okay. So that's going to be a nice tag now. Smells good. Okay. I love that colour with the blue. the colour, that coffee dyed colour with the blue. It's very nice. Ideally, what you could do is before you cut up your napkin collage sheet, you could back it already with something if you wanted, if it was something that you're wanting to back. But yeah, you have to decide what you want to use it for, because if you're going to make it into an envelope, you don't really want to back it with anything else because you don't want it to be too thick. So that's fine. Okay, then I've got, this one's still a bit damp. They're all a bit damp. I'm going to have to sort of spread them out and let them dry. So that's almost pretty just as it is. Just need something else. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, I like that. That's it. So these embroidery ones are going to be really good. And that one, oh, that's just on that paper. Will I leave that one flopping about like that? Will I leave it like that? I do like it with that paper. Maybe I could glue some more of that paper on the back. Maybe I'll do that. Let me just get some. Oops. There it is. Oops. Things are falling about me in all directions. So let's just get some, especially in the center, because as I said, I'm going to stitch around them. Probably still be floppy even after I've glued it onto here, because it's not, you know, it's just regular paper for writing. But that grid does look nice, that green grid under the napkin, I can tell you that. Okay. It's quite thick paper though. And as I said, it's probably more floppy now, just because it's a little bit damp still from the very wet Mod Podge that I used. So we'll recap everything at the end of the video, of course, because it's very hard to keep up, isn't it? I like it when when I watch a video, that if it's recapped what was done, because you kind of like, you know, you're concentrating and then you've moved on to the next thing and you forget about the previous things. So that's that. Slightly reinforced. Okay. And I've got this bag here. Now this bag doesn't need too much. It can have a label or something, or again it could have an embroidery stamp. I like that one. Now that blends in too much. That's one of my favourites. Or I might just put a Tracy. Yeah. What you up to, Lulu? What you up to? Oh, good, good. Can anybody guess what Lulu's up to? She's looking for something to eat. Well, you don't have to apologise. It's just funny. It's just funny. You don't need to apologise. Control my hunger. She can't control her hunger, she says. It's out of control. Okay. So then there's this one. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Very happy with these. Did you notice? I've got a bit of chopped up. I like that. Put it up higher. Put that on there. Got decisive Rachel today. I want to see that little bit. Okay, and then that could go there. Nope, don't think so. Got one under here as well. Although those colours are good, aren't they? Right. There's the other bit of that one. And then I don't think it needs a label. I think I'll just leave it like that. And I don't think it needs a stamp either, because otherwise it'll be too busy. I think that's going to be it. That one. And then I've got this one here. Isn't that pretty? I mean, you could almost just leave it like that. I was thinking I could have a bit of a garden happening on this one. I don't know, maybe. No, I think that's too much. Maybe that one's too big, it's covering too much. What about a smaller? Maybe put that one there. Do like that. And then, oh yeah, something like that's going to happen on here. It's too big. That's pretty. Anyway, let's glue down the flowers, because I like the flowers. And like layering the flowers like that came from an old video. I think Wendy did it. Did Wendy do it? She'd put, like, I don't know what, it was a long time ago. It was maybe at the beginning of the year. I don't know what video it was. And she'd put several flowers on a tag, or no, on a journaling card or something like that, or a pocket. And actually the video I just watched by Angela Kerr, I can't remember if it was that video or another one, she had not done it with book, you know, flowers cut from a book, but she'd done it with some cut from the Tim Holtz die cut, and then one cut from a book. It looked really great. But I'd actually sort of decided to do that on this one before I watched that video. But there's quite a few people doing that, and I think it's a really fun idea, especially when you've got these sort of long, spindly sort of flowers that aren't, you know, sort of luscious, filling up the scene. And I do need something there. It's a bit, I'm just a little bit sticky at the moment, so I'm struggling. I'll just clean my fingers off. And I think, I don't know whether I like this one more or the butterfly. Don't know. Now that sort of makes it all very light, and this one sort of, I think I'll use that one because it sort of you know, brings out these sorts of colours. Otherwise it's all going to be very light. So up here I've got a couple drying. These ones, I'm not going to do anything on those at the moment. I feel like they're very busy as they are. They don't need any more. The same with this one here, I think. Was I going to put anything on that one? So that one goes that way. That's what it's going to look like. I've got a thing here. I could put a label on there. But maybe no. I think I might just leave it for the moment. What about this one? Well, I quite like that. Put it there. Yeah. So you changed my mind, just like there's no tomorrow. And I know I did finish that one, didn't I? So we'll put that one over there. it's good to get these done. And that's that one. And then let me just see, I've got a couple more here. So this one I kind of already decided to put a garden on it. Bit of a garden happening here, so I think I'll just go ahead and do that. Otherwise I felt like if I didn't decide some of them before we started, it might be, we might be here all day. Now with these sort of spindly sort of flowers, poor things, I say they're spindly, you know, where they've got lots of little bits. If you've got really sticky paper, they'll stick to it, and then when you lift them off, they'll rip. Okay, so that's going to go there. So this one was a good one to do because it's quite plain already. Well, it's busy but plain in the background. Busy but plain. And then I think I was going to put that one there, I think. And if it overhangs, if I decide to overhang it, I would just chop it off. But I may just layer them like that. Now this is very spindly, so you've got to go slowly. See what I mean? Oh, I'm probably going to rip it. Okay, and then I do feel like, maybe, maybe not, you might just need a little something there. See this one? See, that's pretty. That pulls out these sorts of colours. Nope. Those are too big. I love these stamps. I just love them. And they were so much fun to make. Nope. I need them about that size, I think. No, none of those. They're all too big. That one's not too big, but it blends in. I could just leave it. I could. Let me just try this one more time. No, I think I'll leave it. Let's leave it. Okay. And that's got that paper, so let's lay out that one as well again, because we did the other one. We better do this one as well. Okay. I actually wasn't going to do a video today. I was going to abandon you ladies until tomorrow, but here I am. Here I am. Oops. Why are you coming off, mister? I know you can't see me, but the little bit at the bottom is coming off. Let's just take that off. I guess the good thing about the hot weather, I keep going off target, don't I? Off subject. The good thing about the hot weather is we haven't had to turn our heating on yet. No heating. No winter clothes pulled out. Well, Lulu's pulled hers out, but I haven't pulled mine out. I just layer on top, layer it up. It's a bit like a Sydney winter. I can't speak for all of Australia because Australia is bit like the States, I think, maybe even more so, that because it sort of starts just below the equator and then goes right down south towards the Antarctic. So we do get a huge variety of climates and temperatures. But this is a bit like Sydney winter, you know, sort of in Celsius, of course. Isn't that pretty? Low, this one doesn't need too much. Low teens, if you know what I mean, to high teens Celsius, or just thinking maybe a stamp on that one, or otherwise we yeah, so probably from say 12 degrees Celsius to about 18 on average in Sydney in winter, but then sometimes it's oh, it's upside down. Sometimes it can be, like I noticed, sometimes it can be even over 20, like low 20s. In Brisbane it's warmer than that in winter. Oh, that one needs some more grid paper to reinforce it as well, so we'll do that. And then one last thing I wanted to have a go at is, if I can sort of get it happening, with those scraps. So this was a long time coming, this video, finishing off these. I'd literally, you know what, I even forgot about them. I hadn't even put away my napkins, and these were lost in the middle of all the napkins, the things that I had created in that previous video when I was working in my kitchen. They were literally lost. So to be lost and forgotten they were. Now, did I have anything under there? Oh yes, I dropped it on the floor. Just a sec. Okay. So that's another one. I said I wasn't doing anything to that one because it's very busy. There's a lot happening. Okay, so one other quick thing I wanted to look at. I don't know if I'll do it because I might not be able to sort of get it going. See, I've got all these little bits left over, and so I just thought, I haven't Mod Podged them or anything, I'm not going to do anything like that, but I thought these could be very nice pieces to use in a journal, just to decorate on a page, or like something like this one. I'm wondering if, let me just put this over here, put it in my garbage bin. How about that? The glory box has gone into the garbage bin. I was just wondering if maybe like you could layer it up with some bit of stuff and make like a you know what I want to say, cluster. Maybe I could even find a stamp that went on there. Nope, that one blends in. I just love that one. I'm going to hoard that one and put that one aside. No. What else? What else could go on there? Some lace, probably. As you can see, these things are never that easy. They never get any easier until you get on a roll. There you go. That's that one. So that's what I would do with those. I might not stitch it now. Why don't I just put this big whopping clip on it to hold it together. That's going to be one. And then I've got this one. The only thing about this masking paper is it kind of tears very, it doesn't go straight, like less straight than other things. Bring my basket of stuff over here. Oh, that one could be nice. We don't need, I don't know. I like that more on there, huh? How about that? Without the background. Let me just see if I have any backgrounds that I like with that. No, I don't think so. I think I like it without the background. was really just to not throw those. And then I've got these 2 long strips. They're going to become belly bands, but we won't do that in this video. I'll just do that one. Maybe I like that one more. You probably didn't hear me say that. I said it so in such a low voice. Nope. No, it's not happening for me today. So anyway, but that was what the idea was with those. So I think we'll end it off here because I think I'm getting a bit tired, and the idea is that I'm getting blocked, and then you'll just sit here watching me become indecisive Rachel. So we'll just recap what I did. Hopefully you can see. So this is going to be a tag. I just put a label on that one, and then that's a tag. So they still need to dry. So when they're dry, I'll stitch around them. I love that. It's very busy, but I like it. And that one too. And that's just a glassine bag. I think I had already sprayed that one too, but I've put the other stuff over the top as well. That one's fairly simple. So was that one. And then this was a index card. And then that one there. That one just got a label. That just got a label. That didn't get anything. It just got the stuff on it. That one, and that one. And then, of course, all of those other ones that I showed you before. So that is it for today. I'm glad I got that done. And I'm going to lay them out to dry. And then I'm going to get working on my journals. So thank you for watching. Bye.